Waitomo Caves. So how are you, Michelle?
I'm good, thank you, Yusha, and thanks, Stephen and Liz. I'm really honored to have this opportunity be on the webinar today. Nice to meet all the agents here.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. It's been a while. So before we started with the Campervan product update, I would love to give you a quick update about COVID-19 in New Zealand as well. I will share the screen now with my PowerPoint. There you go. Okay, so before we start, I just want to ask, can everyone hear me? If anyone that can't hear me, you can give me a chat or just unmute your microphone. Just tell me if it's not very clear. So yeah, COVID-19 in New Zealand. You may already heard that now in New Zealand we are, I mean not in New Zealand, but in Auckland now we are back in lockdown on alert level 3. So just about 2 weeks ago, so New Zealand have new transmissions, community transmission in New Zealand, especially in Auckland. So now we are back on alert level 3 in Auckland, but the rest of New Zealand is on alert level 2. So basically on alert level 3 is we are in lockdown, but we are able to go out for essential like buying groceries and buying takeaway foods, etc., etc. But the restaurant and bars is closed. It's only takeaway allowed. They're not allowed to accept cash or and then also the school is closed again, and that's only in Auckland. And for the rest of New Zealand, it's on level 2. It's still the same kind of things like level 3 in a sense that it's still restricted to travel around, but you still can travel regional around New Zealand. So based on yesterday updates from the government, Auckland on alert level 3 until 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, 30th of August. For the numbers of cases and probable cases now, New Zealand have 1,683 cases and 1,538 recovered, and we still have 123 active cases, and we have 22 numbers of deaths. Still nothing changed at the moment, and this data is just, I got it from yesterday. So from today, I heard that we have 7 new cases. So it's about 130 active cases now in New Zealand. And so yeah, until Sunday, 30th of August, that Auckland will be back to alert level 2, which means for us, in terms of travel, international border is still closed, unfortunately. And we as locals, as New Zealand residents, we are allowed to travel again domestically, but we must keep records of all travel and services that we use. And also we keep the social distancing. And I heard that the news, good news, Stephen, that now Singapore is allowed to travel outside to New Zealand as well. Is it true? So
yes, that's true. From 1st of September, I think New Zealanders can come to Singapore without quarantine, but COVID testing. And Singaporeans, I think, can go to New Zealand, but there is a quarantine, but based on the, I think, restrictions from New Zealand. Right. So it's a good start for Asia anyway.
Yeah, that's a good news, definitely. Then there might be a good start. Then we will see other countries as well opening up very soon. And sorry, we will see that.
Sorry, I heard that also Brunei and Vietnam would be in that group as well.
Oh, that's good. It's more of Asian country opening up. And so yeah, that's all for me. The new update regarding the COVID-19 in New Zealand. So I will give it to you, Michelle, for your update about the Campervan.
Thank you, Yusha. I just firstly share my screen here, so bear with me. Okay. Just move a little bit. Does that look all right to you, Yusha, Stephen? Yeah, you're nodding. All right. Awesome. All right. Thanks again, all the agents in Indonesia. I really appreciate your time and the effort to make it to this webinar. And thanks again, Stephen, Yusha, and Liz, and to provide this opportunity for me to see our valuable agents again. And so my name is Michelle. I'm the sales manager Asia at Tourism Holdings. So this slide just, I want to share a little bit about myself, my personal life. So I've been living in New Zealand for nearly 20 years. And I'm a mom of 2 young kids. I have a 6-year-old boy and a 4-year-old daughter. So my boy is already in the primary school, and my daughter Whitney, she's at daycare. But as Yusha mentioned, now Auckland is, I live in Auckland, so Auckland is back in lockdown. So you can imagine how exciting my daily life is with those 2 little ones running around at home. But they also give me lots of joys when you work from home. I love shopping when we can go out to shopping. So I'm a shopaholic, and I love watching movies and also do workouts. So that's me. All right. Before I kick off my presentation, I will quickly show you a video and just showcase how great the Campervan travel is in New Zealand. If I can find the right button. Cool. So why go by campers? So why Campervans is a very good question. With Campervans, we know it's an adventure. It's not sitting in a hotel room with the door closed, watching TV from your bed. A campervan is completely the opposite. You get to roam free and stop where and when you like. You're not constrained by tour bus times or static environments. You get to pack up where you like and choose the view with what's right for you. So staying at a campervan really gives you the chance to socialize with people passing by if that's what you want. But if you just want to spend the time with your families, you can park in a more remote locations in New Zealand. So campervans really allow you to connect with nature, check out the night stars, wake up to a morning sunrise and more. That's all New Zealand is about, isn't it? So I mean, like I've been traveling in quite a lot of different countries in the world by campervans, but really New Zealand is one of my favorite places to do campervan travel. So who are we? THL is a tourism a company based in New Zealand. So we are a global RV or motorhome or campervan companies. We are listed on New Zealand stock, so we are public listed company, and we operate Maui, Britts, Mighty, and those rental brands in New Zealand and Australia. And we also have RV rental and RV sales business in the US, United States. We have JV with Just Go in the UK, and we also have some business in Japan as well. And as Yusha mentioned, apart from the campervan or motorhome business, we also operate some tourism attractions in New Zealand. So most of your agents probably know Watomo Glowworm Caves, which is located in North Island. So that's also under THL Group. And we have Blackwater rafting tours also under the umbrella. In terms of our New Zealand rental business, campervan rental business, we have 13 branches in Australia and New Zealand. In New Zealand, we have 3 branches where customer can pick up and drop off their vehicles. So Auckland, Christchurch, and Queenstown. So all the branches provide free airport shuttle to our international travelers, so they can use the free shuttle, come to the branch from the airport, and when they return the vehicle, they can pop on the bus back to the airport. And we operate daily for all those 3 branches in New Zealand, except Christmas Day. So we only close on the Christmas Day. And we do allow customers to do one-way rent, so they can pick up the vehicles in Auckland and drop off in Christchurch or Queenstown. So one-way rental is permitted with Campervan Travel. In terms of our customer brand, we have 3 primary campervan brands in the market, Maui, Britts, and Mighty. So Maui is our premium brand. This is a brand of choice for customers looking for the best. With the promise of vehicle being up to 2.5 years old in New Zealand, our customer or your customer can be really confident that their vehicle has all the up-to-date fixtures and technology. Britts, I always say Britts is our young, dynamic brand, and it's a home of adventure. So Britts leads the way with innovation and diversification. Under the Britts brand, we have those old Maui vehicles, which is around 2.5 to 5 years old, but we also have some like new technology like electric vehicle, campervan vehicles in New Zealand, and in Australia we have 4-wheel drive campervans under Britts family. So Britts is a very dynamic brand for both New Zealand and Australia. Mighty is a valued brand. With the Mighty brand, the age proposition of the fleet is about 5 to 7 years old, and also the Mighty brand basically quite similar to Britts. There are like a non-toilet shower and vehicles, as well as those big camper vans, which I will cover off later. All right, I'll start with Maui brand. This is the brand probably I think you should promote to your customers if they are looking for a high-end and good quality vehicles. So within the Maui brand, we have different fleet types from 2 berths to up to 6 berths. So this slide shows you our 2 and 3 berths fleet. They are actually the same vehicle, just a different bedding layout inside. So the vehicle size is the same, but the 3 berths, we just have an extra bed in the middle. So so the ultimate plus are the 2 and 3 berths. And those vehicles also have a very unique feature, which is the barbecue. I'm not sure if you can see from this picture. There's like barbecue on side of the vehicle, where the customer can just your customer can just make a barbecue or do some picnic by the beach. So this is a very unique feature of our 203 Britts vehicles. And all the Maui brands are automatic transmission, and all the Maui vehicles feature toilet and shower facilities. So I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning, but Campervans to most of the customer, just like they are moving house. So you can expect everything that you have at home in the Campervan. So we got toilet, shower, kitchen, and also bedding. I'll show you interior video later. So the 4 and the 6 Britts under Maui brand, we have 3 different types: Cascade, Beach. Those 2 are 4 Britts. And the Cascade is smaller than Beach because it doesn't have the overhead sleeping bed, and so it looks slightly smaller than Beach, but they both can sleep up to 4 people. And the River, which is the largest rental fleet you can find in New Zealand, can sleep up to 6 people. So that's our 4 and the 6 Britts Campervans. And in terms of their features, quite similar to 2 and the 3 Britts, except they don't have the barbecue stove, but they the 4 and the 6 Britts Campervans have the outdoor awning. So just like this picture, so you can pull the awning out and just enjoy the sun or enjoy some outdoor experience. All right, I'll show you this 360-degree video in a minute. All right, where you can view our vehicles from inside, and also day and the night view. So this is our 6 Britts River. As you can see, it's quite spacious. So we have like 3 areas within the vehicle: the driving area. In the middle, there's like a dining or lounge area. And at the back, there's another dining area. But now it's a view of the nighttime. So during nighttime, when you put up your bed, that's how it looks like. So we got 3 beds in the 6 Britts. And lots of storage spaces. As you will see, we have designed lots of like cabinets in the Campervans, where customer can store their personal belongings. And what do you need to bring with your Campervan travel? Actually, apart from your personal belongings, everything else is provided by the camper in the Campervan. So you don't. It's just like checking the hotel or apartments. Everything is already there for you. See, there are lots of hidden storage where you can just put your stuff in. And the toilet and shower, the space, I would say it's okay. But if you like, if your customers stay at the holiday parks, they actually hardly use the toilet and shower. It's more for emergency, like for the kids. All right, we have those 360-degree videos for every single fleet. So if you like to get hold of those videos, you can just reach out to Yusha and Liz, and they can share those links with you. All right, I'll move on to our Britts brand just quickly, because the Britts brand, actually, some of those fleet are just same as our Maui fleet, apart from the age proposition. So with the Britts, as I mentioned, it's our dynamic brand. So we have more fleet under Britts brand. And so we have those, what we call non-toilet shower fleet on the top. So the high top and the Voyagers, those are small and small fleet without toilet and shower. So if the customer rent those and small non-toilet shower fleet, they have to park at holiday parks at night to use those facilities. So those ones are really good to or easy to drive around because they just bit like those 7-8 seat like a family vans in terms of the size, and inside of those vehicles, so we got the bed, the kitchen, and the portable toilet, also the diesel heating. So we got everything except the toilet and the shower. So those ones are really good to drive around, and price wise they're usually cheaper, much cheaper than the normal big camper vans. So if you have customers that want to look for some smaller vehicles or smaller camper vans, you can recommend them the high top and the Voyager. And also we have under Britts, we got those just normal camper vans, as I mentioned before. Those are just old Maui when they go over 2.5 years old. Yeah. And so the 4-6 birds, they actually exactly same as Maui ones, just a bit older. And with our Britts brand, they actually customer get the same service as Maui. The only difference I would say is just the vehicle age. Other than that, they all automatic transmission in New Zealand, and they are all self-contained. So and they all guaranteed like bedding guaranteed. So they all customer get exactly the same service and the same quality as Maui. And the Mighty, again, it's same as Britts, just a bit older again. Mighty, the age is around 5 to 7 years old in New Zealand. And we have both non-toilet shower and normal camper vans available under Mighty. All right, so that's all the fleet or the rental fleet we have in New Zealand. Now I move on to our service. So as a global market leader, our company is really driven on providing the best support to our trade partners. So we have a range of service that we support you to provide the best service to your customers. So we got Auckland-based contact center that operates 24/7. We have a dedicated team on-road care team. So if there's any issue with their vehicles, they can just call the number on their key. So with their vehicle key, there's our 0800 free number there. So they can just call that number and reach out to our on-road care team. And we have a customer care team to handle any issues or complaints. So if the customer have any problems after the journey, you can always get your agent to reach out to us to get some compensation or just to follow on some cases. And we also have a very dedicated online agent resources, which I will cover off later. We are a customer-driven company. What we call us is a CEO care. So we really care about our customers. There are lots of tools we put in place to make sure our customers are safe where they're on the journey. And we also have lots of pre, during, and post-travel comms to make sure the customers are really get what they want and communicated with us at all time. And we also, each vehicle now in New Zealand have what we call telematics for safety. So we will send those safety messages to our clients when they're on road, allow us to, to give them a warning, or if there's like earthquake or for instance, they will receive the instant message from us through the vehicle tablet. And THL, we also have our own road trip app, which I will talk about later. So each vehicle, as you can see from this picture, have a we call InVehicle Tablet. So that's a built-in vehicle tablet where provides multiple functions such as The navigation. So navigation is part of the rent. The customer don't need to pay extra fee for GPS or navigation. And also on this tablet, we loaded a lot of what we call how-to videos. Those are very, very useful for first-time campervan travelers, because those videos help you to troubleshoot some issues that you have with campervans. If you're not familiar with campervans, sometimes there will be some operational questions or issues. So the how-to video really help customer to resolve those issues. And we have CamperMate, which is campervan travelers designed for campervan travelers to find and book their campgrounds, activities, and also to locate petrol station, supermarkets. So those are a very dedicated campervan app loaded on this InVehicle Tablet. So this is really a Bible for customers when they travel along. So that again is the CamperMate app, which I mentioned in the previous slide, but that can be also downloaded on your phone. So it can be just downloaded before they travel when they cover the, within the Wi-Fi environment, and it can be used offline when they're in New Zealand. So the low trip app available on the App Store or Google Play. Strongly recommend if your customer book our campervans or even someone else campervan, download this app before they travel, and it's a really good tool for them to find any camper related service and facilities. And also you can see other travelers comments in terms of how good this holiday park and whether this place is campervan friendly. So a lot of really good tools on their app. And this is the agent online agent resource that I mentioned before. So it's a really multitude of resources available on this website. So all the agents can go on there. Logging is very easy. So once you register, and then you will have the rights to download and view any of those resources, like the vehicle like PDF sheet. So each fleet, we have like a very detailed fleet information on the website, and also lots of videos and photos that help you to promote campervan travel. And the New Zealand regulation, safety, all those information are available on the online image library. So it's a really good tool to help you to promote campervan travel and secure some business as well. So just a couple of examples here, we like even child seat liability, so the vehicle liability options, and also product flyers, as I mentioned before. So all those information are free to download from the image library, and most of them you can even share with your customers, because there's no like a price related, and just general information, so you can just share with your customer as a pre-travel comms. All right, I think I spoke quite fast. This is almost the end of my presentation, but I just wanted to highlight, as a market leader, THL, we really sell the camper experience rather than just products. So we have designed a number of add-on products to enhance the customer experience when they travel with a campervan. And so a couple of highlights here, the Winery Heaven. So this is really our unique product that we introduced probably 5-6 years ago. So we signed up with a few wineries in New Zealand, to allow our customers to stay overnight in the winery, because normally, as you know, the customer probably just go to wineries for lunch or wine tasting, but with this winery having experience, they can stay at the winery for the night and also receive like a hamper, so a basket of food and a bottle of wine is part of the combo. So really unique sleep or overnight experience. If you wanted to design some itineraries different from others, maybe you can consider to add one night in the wineries. And also Bike New Zealand. For those of you that know New Zealand well, New Zealand is a perfect place to bike around. So we have lots of really good biking road in North and the South Island. So with our Maui and the Britts vehicles, we actually have those bike racks. Customer can bring their own bikes, or we can hire the bikes on their behalf and to just, you know, take with them and do along the journey. So there's additional fee, but if you have any bike lovers, your customers, they can actually get a bikes rent with their campervans. Holiday parks, which I'm not going to expand too much, but New Zealand is, as I said, a really great place with campervan travel. So we have hundreds of holiday parks available in North and the South Island. So there's no problem to find a holiday park here. But during peak season, like when the border is open, I'll say like Christmas or some school holiday period, I'll still recommend the customer to pre-book their holiday parks, or just get your agent to package up the holiday parks with the campervan hire. And we also have some attractions exclusive. Exclusive is we have some special price for our campervan customers with some unique attraction experience. All right, what you should know, probably some agents say everything, because they, most of the agents probably haven't really experienced the campervans themselves, or haven't really, you know, started with this product. So I just covered some really basic or some frequent asked the questions here, and some like what's included in your campervan. So in your campervan price, we cover the unlimited kilometers, so the customer don't need to worry about, you know, how far I can drive, like how much free kilometers is included. It's unlimited. And everyday essentials, as I showed you in that video. So all the like kitchen equipment, or all the like linen, coffee machine, wine glass, cutlery, cups, everything, just like apartment style. Those facilities, all those equipments, all in the campervans as part of the price. So all the essentials are included. And what the customer can add on is insurance liability. So we have like a couple of options that customer can choose from. Inclusive packages for Maui is about $58 per day, which can reduce their liability from $7,500 to $0. And we also have some other cheaper options available. So based on your customer's budget and their requirement, then you can just DIY or customize your offer. And with Maui Elite, I forgot to mention at the previous slide, we got the Elite option, which is quite popular with our Asian customer. What is Elite option is, you know, our Maui, normally we say in New Zealand, it's up to 2.5 years old. But if the customer really keen on, you know, brand new vehicle, or brand new Mercedes-Benz, like those, that's one of the brands we use for our Maui brand. And then they can just pay additional $39 per day to get a guarantee of 1 year old vehicle. So that's only available for the premium Maui brand. And actually our Asian customers are quite favor that option. And the cancellation fee with Campervan bookings, there's a cancellation fee start from 90 days, but those cancellation fees are on a tier basis. So they start from 10%, 20%, then closer to the travel days, there will be more percentage. And a standard driver license, I should have put a driver here, standard driver license. So there's no special requirement on driver license. With Indonesian driver license, as long as it's in English, they can just be used to with any of those fleet, including the 6 berths. And so we don't ask for any special like driver license. If it's not in English, then that need to be translated with a certified translation agent. What's to pack? That's also a very common question I get asked. So I'll strongly recommend the customers to bring soft bags instead of, those hard, instead of those hard cases. It's just because as you see from those the video I showed you before, the Campervan has quite a lot, those cabinets and where you can store your stuff, but there's no like place that you can really put the hard suitcase. So with the hard suitcase, and when you're driving your Campervans, it'll be really would be easily to get damaged. So soft bags will be more easy to travel with Campervan. So if the customer can, and it's just a travel tip, please do bring softer bags. Otherwise, what they can do is when they pick up the vehicles, if they pick up and drop up the vehicles from the same branch, they can just put all their belongings into the cabinets or into the storage space, then leave their suitcase at our branch. And when they return the vehicle, they can just collect their suitcase. So yeah, there are other ways they can work with their hand suitcase. And we are COVID safe, and that's probably one of the most concerned questions for everyone, I suppose. And so we are a very COVID safe environment right now at all our branches in New Zealand. So we have put in place a lot of procedures to make sure the customer get clean COVID-free vehicles when they pick up. So like prioritizing well-being, physical distance, and self-checking, so to minimize the contact when they come to pick up the vehicles. And also we have like a COVID cleanness guarantee for each single vehicle. So definitely we make sure our customers and our staff are in the COVID-free zone when they come to pick up the vehicles. Yeah, that's
Sorry, Michelle, I think you missed the RUCF portion.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's quite important, I think.
Not purposely. No, yeah, RUCF, that's road usage surcharge, and that's a additional cost when for all our Campervans, because all the Campervans in New Zealand are diesel fleet. So in New Zealand, for all the diesel fleet that we the government has an additional fee in place. It's called the road usage surcharge. So that's based on the kilometers they drive. So when the customer drop off the vehicle, our staff will calculate, how many kilometers they drive along the journey. Then the fee, I think different fleet has different fee, but it's from like $7 something per 100 kilometers. So then we will charge that fee to customers' credit card when they drop off. Is that clear? Yeah. So that's an additional fee based on customers' driving distance. But if the so because some of the agents said we want to provide a customer all-inclusive package, even include those any hidden or any additional fees, then you can let us know in advance just before customer pick up the vehicles and leave us with the company's credit card. Then we can charge back to the company rather than customers. So they can be flipped over to agent, but need to be pre-arranged. But that's additional charge, yeah, on top of the rent and the insurance. Yeah, and so that's me. Very basic and broad introduction of Campervan product. And Stephen and I and Yusha, we were just talking that actually before we were planning to have this webinar at our branch so that we can live stream some vehicles to our travel agents, but because Auckland is back to lockdown, which makes this impossible. But if you are interested to see some real campervans, or if you want to see how our branch provide customer service, we can do another session in the future, and just stream from our branch and showcase some customer service as well as some fleet. Yeah.
Great. I think that would be a good idea to do that. I think it's quite good. So we have time now for any questions or question that you have for Michelle regarding Campervan. I know it's sometimes it's quite confusing. It's quite different than rental cars. There's a lot more in place than hiring a car. But I think one of the great points that you pointed out, Michelle, is it is COVID safe. You are distancing yourself from other people. You're in your own environment. You're not risking yourself by going into other people's rooms, but even in hotels, sometimes you're changing all the time. But this one, you have from day one until the day you leave, you have like your moving apartment with you, which is quite great. And you can cook yourself and everything. So I think it's a good point that I actually didn't think of until until we spoke. So I think it is a good way of traveling around during this time. If no one's having any question, you can write the questions on our chat or unmute yourself and you can ask directly. But I've written down a couple of questions here for you. In New Zealand, are you allowed to freedom camp? Meaning that if you're driving around and you see a nice beach and then you want to stay overnight in that beach, can you do that?
Yeah, you can. And New Zealand probably is one of those few countries still allow freedom camping. But there have been lots of talkings within New Zealand, from the public or government level, how to do freedom camping safe. And I think this morning I just saw an article that New Zealand government just announced another 8 million to the freedom camping industry, so to help make the facilities better and help the freedom camping community better with the locals. Yeah, so definitely the short answer is yes. There are some websites and the customer can find those freedom camping information, but with most of the freedom camper sites, there's no service that holiday parks can provide, in terms of those kitchen, toilet, shower, or power sites, which the power outlet is very important to keep your campervan running. So I'll say for first-time travelers, I'll strongly recommend them to use holiday parks just to be safe and also just to get themselves familiar with, camping life. But if they really want to try, maybe have 1 or 2 nights at the freedom camping site. But New Zealand definitely is a freedom camping friendly country.
So the difference between freedom camping and using a campsite is you get power. I guess that's one of
Yeah, that's
main
one of the
thing.
key things. Yeah, so with the power side, then you can, it's probably you see from the 360-degree video that we have lots of like equipment, like a coffee machine, kettle, and if you want to charge your phone or your laptop, then you the vehicle must be connected with the power side, otherwise those functions cannot be working. But with Freedom Camping, their facilities are very limited. Yeah, and most of them don't have any power. I think
So it'll be dark at night. You can't turn on the lights and things like that. That's your battery.
Actually, no, the lighting, the lighting can be used without power for like up to 48 hours. So the lighting and the fridge can be run for 48 hours without charging. So those are probably the only things, but you cannot use kettle to, you know, have some hot water, for instance, yeah. So
you can use the barbecue still available if there's the barbecue facility,
the
right? That's using gas.
You use the LPG gas bottle. Yeah, that still can. And also one of the good features in all the Maui campervans, we have those diesel heating. So even during winter time, it's still very warm inside, and it doesn't run power. It runs the diesel.
The battery.
Yeah, the petrol.
Okay. As you can see, probably it's obvious I've never done campervan, so
you should.
next time I'm in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I promise I'll take my family around. You mentioned before Wi-Fi is included. So is that unlimited Wi-Fi or is there a limit?
Sorry, did I say Wi-Fi is included?
Yeah, it looks. I don't know. That's what my question. It's not included.
No, it's not part of the rent, but we can provide. I think we got a price list for different Wi-Fi packages. Yeah, they can be organized at the branch. But it's not part of the. Rent.
That's good. Yeah. Because I think I must have misread it because I thought it was part of the pack.
The THL.
The GPS is part of it. Yeah, GPS
and also the app, the road trip app that the customer can use to find nearest, dump station, holiday parks. The Oneway app can be run without Wi-Fi. Yeah, so they can be used offline. Yeah.
Glad I asked.
Yeah. And you're gonna pay for your customers' Wi-Fi yourself, right?
Oh, no. It's quite expensive in New Zealand. Anyway, last question I have is, I guess you didn't touch about cleaning, and I think it's something that is for first timer for campervan. That could be something that's quite scary.
Yeah.
But I do remember that I think you do provide cleaning service charge if you
I didn't put that service in this slide here because it's not like compulsory, and it's not something that all the customer will choose, but we do have a add-on service called Express Return Pack. So for those customers who don't want to clean the vehicles themselves, or they just want to return the vehicle, drop the key without filling up the gas bottle, fuel, or clean the vehicles, they can actually purchase Express Return Pack. So it's a fast key drop service, and the load usage surcharge, which I mentioned, is also covered in the Express Return Pack. So I think it's about $250 for the non-toilet shower fleet, and $299 for the big campervans. That's probably around that price range. So there's an Express Return service that customer can purchase, and even during the journey. They don't have to decide there at the beginning or before they travel. They can just call our reservation to buy there during the journey, or even the day before they return the vehicles. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for the customer base coming from Indonesia or something like that, I would probably recommend that you choose that service, because I think it's just easier because I think.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, definitely. That's why we have that service available there for customers to choose. But it's really, I suppose, case by case, and depend on the customers themselves. They actually remind me next time if we do a live streaming from the branch, I'll show you how easy it is to clean your toilet and also, you know, clean up your vehicles. It's actually not that hard when you see the whole procedure. Yeah, I'm a bit like you, Stephen.
It just seems scary to me that it might
but
explode all over the place if you're not suddenly you're sucking something.
Trust me. We're not making this hard for the customer. So all the even clean the toilet cassette and also put those we actually have those things available in the vehicle. You know, we got those cleaning stuff in the vehicles, and it's super easy. Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
It's up to the customers, I suppose.
So I think it'll be valuable if we do that next live Zoom that you show us and things like that. I think that'll be quite good for us.
I can get a Yusha to show you how to clean the toilet.
Sure.
Michelle already taught me a few weeks ago.
It's not hard, right, Yusha?
No, not really.
Yeah. So,
yeah, but I mean, with the express cleaning package, but I guess it depends as well, like how long we're gonna use the Campervan, because
that's right. Yeah.
If you use it for 2 weeks, at the end of the day, you need to clean it yourself as well, because you need to clean all the toilets. It might be full, and then you might need to make it available for the next one.
Yeah. And from value perspective, if the customer have the Campervans for 7 to 10 days, it might be worthwhile to purchase the express return pack, because as I say, the road usage surcharge all covered. So when they calculate and work out the total fee, it's a good package to purchase for long high. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, any questions from ada pertanyaan nggak untuk Michelle? Mungkin tentang Campervan. Kalau ada yang nggak jelas. Kalau nggak ada, terus mungkin mau lihat slides-nya lagi sama ini, bisa ke YouTube channelnya kita, terus bisa review lagi. Nanti kita juga akan kirim presentation ini kalian lewat email sama WhatsApp ya. Kalau nggak ada question lagi.
I do have some questions, Kosti.
Yeah, sure.
So Michelle, before we finish it, do have a couple of questions, and maybe for the agents as well. So is there a minimum hire to hire the Campervan?
Yes, there's a really good question, Yusha. Normally with our Campervans, we have a minimum of 5 days hire requirement during the normal time. But in peak season, such as Christmas or New Year, sometimes the minimum hire can be up to 7 to 10 days. So yeah.
And it doesn't matter. It can be one way, or it can be returned to the same pick up and drop off.
The one-way restrictions or the minimum hire for one-way can vary depending on our availability. So we do. So with the Campervan, now it's not fixed rates. I'm not sure. The agents are aware. Those rates are dynamic, so the rates do get changed or update every week. So we have a pricing team to review and update those rates based on availabilities, branch capacity, as well as how we like those vehicles move around. So so there might be some one-way restrictions put in place from time to time.
Yeah, that's actually the second question that I want to ask, regarding the rates, because like you say, it's not fixed. It's quite I think it's like airline, isn't it? It's quite changing,
it is.
quite dynamic. So what is the best way to for our agent to sell the Campervan? Because from pricing point of view, it's always changed. It's not like we can just
that's again a really good question. That's something I've been actually discussing with the agents for years, because the dynamic pricing, I think will be there, like not forever, but the dynamic pricing will be always there. So some of my agents, they might use some like a leading price to if they wanted to promote and have the price on their advertisement or on the promotion. So they might do some leading price, or yeah, some agents might if they have some like consumer show they want to go to, they can come to chat with you or chat with us, or all together, and then maybe we can do some show specials or like a fixed rate for a short period of time. That's possible, but it's just not always fixed rates for agents. And I also like to know, how agents promote airline airfare, because airfares are changing like all the time too. Maybe there's some ways we can refer, or we can use as a reference.
For airlines, I think what I remember at that times at New Zealand, although for the consumers, like on the retails, they have the dynamic rate.
Yeah.
But for agent, they used to have like a fixed rate for all the agents.
All right.
So that's why it's quite easier to sell, even though the prices might be different from whatever in the retail. It could be more expensive, or it could be cheaper. But yeah, they do have fixed rate for airline tickets. But because I think the best way for Campervan at the moment, from your explanation, is just to keep checking on us, and I check to you, so obviously, for all the prices. If they actually have the actual dates, but if they don't have the dates, that's a bit like a leading price.
That's always been some challenges when the agents wanted to promote without actual travel dates, like just to promote like a summer or certain period. We can help with some like leading or from rates, but those are again not guaranteed, and are subject to and change.
Right.
Definitely, we are also, that's a really good question, because we like right now, I'm not sure if you're aware that we got like a domestic special for New Zealanders, which just I think finished, but we had some fixed rates available during that just short period of time, and set sale period, and it actually received a really good response from both trade and the consumer end. And so it's really easy for them to promote it, because it's just like $69 for 3 months or whatever. So yeah, that's definitely some learnings for us from the recent pandemic. And so we want to make it easy for agents to travel, but also meantime to keep your price still competitive, because you don't want to be more expensive than our website rates or than other agents, but meantime there are some rates that you can use to promote. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Michelle, for your time.
No problem. Thanks
It's
for
really
all
great.
those great questions. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's really good, and hopefully next one we can do the live shooting on the vans itself.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to come back during the summer holidays, if the borders are open and there's no quarantine. Maybe at that time I will go.
Maybe Stephen, you can do a live
I'll go
streaming.
I will.
Your
I'm
own
going to go
camper
on a
travel.
holiday around
Yeah.
South Island, and I will video it every day, and I will stream it. I think that'll be the best way. But Michelle, thank you so much for making it today. It's been very informative, and I think it's very good information. And Joshua, thank you for organizing that as well. And Ya, kalau nanti udah buka bordersnya, mungkin ini satu package yang kita bisa bikin sama-sama, bisa jual untuk market Indonesia. Kayaknya banyak interest juga untuk campervan, dan kelihatan hari ini sebenarnya lumayan gampang ya untuk travel around in campervan di New Zealand. New Zealand is a really good place for campervans. So thank you again for joining us today, and thank you for your time.
Safe. Yeah,
Thank
keep
you.
safe and keep healthy.
Likewise, the New Zealand, stay safe. Okay, until
Thanks,
next time,
everyone.
thank you.
Thank you,
Terima
everyone.
kasih.
Bye.
Thanks, Michelle.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Michelle, see you again.
See you,
Bye.
Liz. Thank you.